is strong, but yeah, this top lane in particular is the one we have to probably talk about. Jin-Q and XXS playing an actual lane, right? The last one, the game, especially in that lane, was pretty much over in like the first 5 minutes, gotta be honest with you, because just he had no game whatsoever, and they've been the playmakers, they've been the space makers for the team. So let's see how they're gonna be able to do in that much better matchup in terms of that one. And XM, he's playing a classic, right? The only one who can play it, the sniper, as we've seen so far this tournament. Busted it out yesterday for the first time throughout the tournament out of anybody, and it looked good.
It looked so good, yeah.
Yeah, no one, of course, he is going to snap pick that Storm. In terms of the laning phase, I've seen the Storms do better than they used to versus the sniper, but it's more about the catches in the mid game, right? Being able to close the gap on that sniper.
Of course, that last pick coming in from Xtreme, getting Arme the Terrorblade this time round. Of course, as the panel talked about, you do have that matchup that's going to benefit you with the illusions coming out against the Anti-Mage. Yep. Obviously, there are other things in the match that will definitely threaten the Terrorblade, but I do feel that that's not really going to be the end of the world for Xtreme because they have the XM sniper as well, right? We've seen this before. Even if Arme is on a carry that does get punished, XM normally able to pull through from the mid lane when he's on the sniper as that backup carry, and sometimes even the primary carry if he gets a hot start in the mid.
And I think also, in particular, with Ame playing Terrorblade, PL we've talked about a lot, how it can be a very difficult hero to work for most players. They've been wanting to. TB, it does have also a pretty low win rate. I think it was 25% or so.
25%, yeah.
But it is a much stronger hero overall in terms of most games. So love to see what he can do there with it, as he also has given a very good lane in particular. The TB versus a Beastmaster, a classic counter pick, and he's got a very strong laner this time. An aggressive one, too, with Xnova playing the Bane. You know, Xnova in that last game playing the Warlock. It's a very difficult hero to pressure an off lane. It just kind of guarantees you farm. So let's see if there's going to be a difference this time.
For sure, and it definitely, yeah, on a Bane, we've seen it from so many of these supports. A hero that you can absolutely pop off and just have incredible sort of impact with those sort of saves. And coming in with these grips in the fight, forcing sort of PVISION to focus their attention on dropping some of the bigger lockdowns onto a support.
Yeah, I think the saves in particular is something that's been insane for me this tournament, where a hero's chain lockdown, but he gets the BKB off because he gets a little sleep interaction. So definitely going to have to keep eyes on that, as there's quite a bit of those big stuns. Xnova, Night Class is going to chase him out. He's got Blood Grenade and a boar behind him.
Chase this down, yeah. This might just be the first blood. Couple more punches. Oh, here we go. And one more.
He's fast.
He's surely going to have it. Another concoction comes in. That'll do it. First blood for 9 class.
Pretty big deal. An Alchemist getting first blood on a Bane. Usually not something that you'd expect a Bane at one of the stronger laners, but able to find that opportunity on the sideline. Great play there from 9 class.
So looking at this top lane as well, so you mentioned obviously this time compared to game 1, you expect a much more sort of solid showing in the laning stage from XXS and Jin-Q. Is that just in terms of them not really dying in this lane, or can they actually find opportunities to pressure and get kills as these two heroes?
Probably not, because the Centaur always has the mana burn, but this is a lane where you're going to farm. Yeah. Centaur does excellent versus AM. You have, what, at least a 10 or 8 base damage advantage early on in the lane. And yeah, you're just going to be able to sustain, because your mana, it doesn't really matter. You play around Retaliate. And Jin-Q, he's playing Snapfire. You know, he's not playing Nyx Assassin, which doesn't really contribute much in a lane whatsoever. And we've seen him do work on this Snapfire throughout this tournament. His best hero so far, it feels.
No, absolutely. I mean, obviously from PVISION's side of things, they do have excellent save in the forms of the Oracle. But on Xtreme side, they've got a multitude of different ways to bail one another outright, whether it's the Nightmare, later down the line the potential Aghanim's on the Snapfire, and of course just having the Centaur with the Stampede. Yeah. There's so many ways that they can ensure that even if PVISION do get the jump on someone like XM on the Sniper, they can still get him out of there.
Yeah, repositioning tools are massive, right? Like even Cookie, a little Cookie I've seen so many times throughout this tournament, just save a core and maybe change the tides of a fight.
So. It kind of gives just that little bit of distance that might just allow the Sniper to turn and get those extra few hits in before he goes down himself.
And it heals. As we've seen, everyone is buying the Shard, or almost buying the Shard immediately when they can on that Snapfire. So it's 200 healing. That's a lot in the early game.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Xtreme have been able to deal themselves a much better hand this time round in game 2.
Yeah, XM. He is starting to poke the tower. It's already beginning again.
Jin-Q trying to mess around with no one, but they're ready to deal with him as the supports both turn up and make sure that Jin-Q is not going to be able to mess with no one at all here in this situation. We'll be able to run away and survive though, so end of the day it's a fair bit of space being made there by Jin-Q, the fact that both supports were forced to come over and push him back. So he'll take that.
It's a very clever move. They see that their lanes are kind of all already self-sustained in terms of the cores. TB can be left alone. Sniper can sort of be left alone too, so they can look to play wherever they want on the supports right now. Catapult will die in the mid lane, so a bit less pressure as we see 9 Class does get that acid spray down for it, but already down to about half HP. We saw XM do the same thing yesterday when he just whittled the tower down.
It's not going to be easy to sort of push the sniper off the tower with the heroes.
9 Class.
To consider in the mid, though. Get the chase on to Xnova. See Xnova get the backup of Xingqiu, though, so again, XG able to get away from these attempts.
PVISION just really trying to protect that jungle for no one so he can get the 6. He's now got it online, so it does have that zip to be able to protect himself top.
Taking out the mana from XXS, but having the damage to kill the Centaur, unlikely at the moment between these two.
No, it would take too long. Satanic doesn't want to miss any extra last hits. Dominator almost finished up on the Anti-Mage. So his lane is still very good, but XXS is getting a lane. Look at this rotation. Ame, top, making the move. Trying to get a wraparound on Satanic.
Able to bully him back. See how much he wants to stick up. I mean, do you imagine he will just sort of stick up here, Ame, and try and get some damage onto the tower with this Metamorphosis?
Yeah, he wants to get this tower. I think he wants to take out the whole thing. So let's see if there's going to be a rotation from PVISION, or if they're going to look to pressure on the flip side from DM.
And these towers are going down early in the mid. I mean, they tried for a deny, but not going to happen. XM gets the last touch on that. So 7 minutes in, XM Sniper taking out the mid tier 1 away from no one.
I really like this move from Ame. He was getting full free farm bottom, but he's like, we're playing versus Anti-Mage.
Yeah, this is pretty big.
Yeah, they have difficulties defending towers if you play with any AM lineup, so this is a really cool move.
I mean, we saw what last game, PVISION playing relatively fast and how they were taking these towers out. I mean, this game, XG's just said, hey, we could do that too, and we could do it even faster.
Yeah, they're looking to play that tempo game a lot more this time around. We have a game on our hands, Owen. Last one, it was already feeling pretty out of control. This one, XG's got game plans. They send XXS bottom, he stops the push. They get the 2 towers.
Let's see where they go next. We'll see a little smoke coming out from 9 Class and DM, maybe trying to get a catch with the Primal Roar.
Power rune, they know where it is.
I mean, XM's positioning as well. Make sure that he's not caught on the bottom side.
I mean, PVISION, they're always going to know where the rune is. They've got that oracle.
Find him. XM playing cautious. He's going to step up now, though. TPs are coming in. DM is going to go with the Roar, but the backup has arrived. No one committing in with all the mana. The burst, it's enough to bring XM down. They get the kill.
That did a lot more than expected, I believe.
And no one trying to push his limits as well. He's still got enough mana to play on. They will lose 9 Class in return, but PVISION getting what they came for, able to take out XM underneath his own tower.
He still has the regen running. Xingqiu might get caught.
Continue to dive. Xnova is there at the side. A nightmare to slow this down. No one won't quite go for the tier 2 dive for now. Just keeps both supports low. Is able to push them back.
A lot of pressure from that regen rune. The good old prognosticate. They can always pretty much guarantee that no one's going to get that rune unless XG just shows up with the numbers on that setup.
A fantastic hero to have that sort of rune control on. As the Storm.
One of the best, in fact. Gets a galvanized stack, of course, there as we saw, bringing down XM. And Satanic is going to get to hit these creeps. It does this. I feel like this is going to be a pretty slow one, Owen. We are very likely to get to these 40+ stages with an AM versus Terrorblade lineup.
And I feel that's going to be a bit risky for PVISION, if anything, because I feel like XG, when they have like the XM Sniper, the Arme Terrorblade, this lineup is so prepared to play the later team fights.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is definitely a very, very exciting game that we have kicking in here in terms of early and even potential late game. I think that XG is going to want to set the tempo, though, with their early moves around these 2 supports and around XM Sniper.
So if they're going to be ready to go up to the high ground. It's a little bit spooky what's to steal the tier 1 here, so they'll just focus the objective first.
That's a big deal. They're taking out all the towers.
Super early.
Yeah.
10 minutes in, all 3 tier 1s are going to be taken here by XG.
So many games I've seen that PVISION is able to just come out of lanes, get these dominators, and just control the lanes, pretty much positioning for the next 10+ minutes. This is not going to be one of those games, as we're seeing XG with very good responses so far. Another power rune, of course, for no one. He's got the haste rune. Xnova trying to find the level 6. Trying to find level 5. He's getting gone on.
Gonna go for the dive. TP coming in. Not enough burst to kill Xnova off, and now no one's got to back away. Has got the haste, but can't dance around too close to the tower anymore.
Top, Satanic, working on Ame.
All right. See if they can get him out of this one. Stampede comes into play. That's going to be enough to allow Ahmed to step to the side and get off an easy Sunder. Says thanks for the HP there, no one, as he's just straight back up to full.
No one tried to dodge it there with the ball lightning, but Ame very well prepared, had that Lotus. He actually has both of the Lotuses. They've given it to the Terrorblade to make sure that he doesn't get mana burned.
Satanic still sticking around. How's the backup of Ducalis? Ducalis, of course, yet to hit the level 6 though. Ame with X-Nova by his side. Ready to start pulling Satanic away here with the Metamorphosis.
They're both just playing versus each other with the Dominator. Ame's trying to kill it, but Satanic with the micro gets it away. Bottom, DM starting to get some pressure here. XXS trying to hold it.
I should be able to do a pretty good job.
Ooh, takes the board.
The tower. They've got the kisses coming in, slowing DM down, allowing him to close in to get into the double edge of the stomp, but Ducalis is in with the save. DM, it's going to be fine for now.
Great positioning. Good move there from Ducalis. Clever play from XXS, taking the board with the Dominator, trying to use that slow versus DM, but that is going to be kisses used and not netting a kill. This Oracle pick, we saw it the other day too, or yesterday, how strong it could be versus Snapfire. And potentially always just saving with that Fate's Edict alone.
It's definitely got to be a bit of a concern, though, from PVISION, the fact that XM is getting so much space. You know, we've seen so many of these games where he's at the top and he doesn't let it slip away from him in the mid. Nice little bit of a freebie there for the two of them, X-Nova and XM, taking out 9 class.
The fact that Ame is getting slowed down a little bit here, but yeah, XM,
he's getting so much.
Look how aggressive he's posturing as well. He's got the 2 supports behind him. As long as he knows where the storm is, in most situations, he can survive. And he's not that squishy, right? That's what we've seen from XM time and time again. He builds a bit tanky because he's got this Dragon Lance, he's got all these small stat items.
Yeah, it's not easy to go on him,
no.
Especially when he has the supports in position as he has done. I mean, you know, one of the reasons why XG are so good with the XM Sniper is just because how well as a team, they know how to play around him.
Yeah, it does feel like they always do have these like double saving supports in particular to protect some of these riskier picks. Level 6 has been hit, so X-Nova does have that finished on the Bane. The grip is at the ready, but Oracle as well. Ducalis has the counter with the False Promise. And I should have pointed this out way sooner, so sorry about that. But 9 class, an interesting facet choice. I think most of the times we see in the seed money be the choice. He sometimes passes off a bottle level 1. He's gone for Mixologist, so it's going to be interesting what he's going to be looking to do, either with the Berserk Potion or what it could be. It's 2-2, very slow-paced.
Yeah, XG will continue to, of course, keep a presence on this bottom lane. They don't want to allow DM to find any sort of opportunity to take early tier 1s away from them.
This is his home. The Crimson Guard is soon finished up. It's going to block a lot of the early damage, and PVISION definitely does have perhaps some damage issues early on, but they are looking to just farm. Storm and AM. As we said, this game very potential to go to quite late stages.
And they're all pretty much hitting their timings.
They are.
You know, from the lowest net worth core to the top, it's less than 1k gold between them. They'll get the jump with a cookie. The XM is here ready to offer up the damage. They get the Hoostone connection on towards no one. It's a heavy bit of burst damage, but plenty of mana still at the ready to get out. I'm just going to make the quick move up towards the top. I mean, Satanic and Ducalis are looking to maybe try and make something happen against Ahmed.
Tough to go for it. Satanic has to be careful.
So much damage here from the Metamorphosized Illusions.
And Ame is just always holding a Healing Lotus, so he has the chance to be able to pop that Lotus and Sunder if anything does go wrong.
And he's got backup.
He does.
We can see the movements from the rest of Xtreme, meaning that they have this presence of Xingqiu and X-Nova very close by. And a Stampede at the ready to press.
They're smoked up again. As you said, they have the Fiend's Grip ready, they have the Kisses. Ults are ready to go if they catch a target.
DM doesn't expect this mid maybe, but with the amount of focus that was being put on the top lane, might feel a little too safe here. Kisses coming in. They've got the grip at the ready as well. No one wills it forward, be able to stop the grip and make sure the DM is able to walk away.
Too tanky. He's got the helm finished up already, so a 2,000 HP Beastmaster, even with Kisses. Not able to get that finish up as no one comes in, gets a kill. Another Galvanized stack. Even though it's a very slow-paced game, he is up to 5.
Ends up being, just a little bit too ambitious of a play there from XG.
Really wanting to try to make some type of move to slow down the farm of this Beastmaster, but an immediate answer. And that's 2 ultis used. Does PVISION want to take advantage of that, or are they just going to sit back and farm? It feels like it's just going to be a sit back and farm.
I think as long as Satanic is sort of getting spaced, they'll be happy. And still on track to hit a very respectable timing here on the Battle Fury.
Bottom, PVISION, wanting to maybe slowly whittle down this tower, but I immediately saw XG. They're pinging it, so they do want to defend this, but it is low.
Let's have a look. I mean, XXS doesn't have a TP at the moment, so he's just going to have to walk down here. Won't be able to get her in time, so finally DM is able to claim that bottom tier 1.
And immediately I see the circle drawn, right, from Ducalis. He's like, we now have access to this bottom side of the map to potentially farm more pressure.
See what they can do down here. Two of them still hanging around, but I mean, yeah, as we've seen, it takes a lot to kill DM.
It does.
Even if they get that opening stun onto it.
I mean, the two offlaners are going the exact same build, Owen. Well, besides not upgrading the Dominator to the Overlord on the Centaur, but going for that Crimson Guard afterwards, so gonna mitigate a ton of damage in this early game.
Next Nova.
PVISION
Ready to go on the rest of the boys down here.
I mean, Ame's been up here for a long time.
They really want to try and get him. See if they can. Concoction at the ready. It's good lockdown. Satanic ready to bring in the damage. Can he get anything off? He gets the Thunder's there. Just in time. Those final moments, able to get it out as the lockdown comes to an end.
Gets the heal. He's been carrying it the whole time, that healing Lotus. The first time he gets the Sunder off because of it, the second time also.
They're so close. They just needed that little bit more. I mean, was there any way they could have better kind of layered the stuns? I don't think so, right? They did it as best they could, but it wasn't enough to stop him from getting the save off.
Oh, 30 HP, he gets it. Ame doing the math.
I mean, he's loving life on this top corner of the map. He's been in pretty much for the last
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Literally 10 minutes. Satanic.
Now stepping up.
Got to sleep.
Got Ducalis behind him.
Very difficult to punish this Anti-Mage. Does feel like both teams pretty content, though.
It's a close
both are
start.
farming. They're both very happy.
Such a close start this time around. I think this is what you sort of wanted to see here between these two teams, rather than a very one-sided affair.
Maybe more kills, in particular for us, but that's okay.
I'm sure they'll come. You know, the later stages of this game are going to be insane. I can already feel it. Let's start just the build-up here for now between XG and PVISION.
It is pretty crazy how we don't have the craziest amount of team fight in particular. Some games, right, like that last one, we have Solar Guardian, Black Hole, etc. This one, pretty limited team fight spells in particular. It's a lot of single target that's going to be coming out in this game.
I like sort of the balance, though, of like the cores in terms of like the priority and importance of them, right? Both have this kind of traditional hard carry, the Terrorblade, the Anti-Mage, but at the same time, both mids, Sniper, and of course the Storm Spirit, no one. These two mids can absolutely scale and carry themselves on their own back, so...
It does feel like a very balanced situation that is coming in here.
See, they'll back off for now, PVISION.
9 class, how's he doing? He's got the Blink finished up. Shard almost done as well. Then we'll probably see those Aghanims if he wants to go that route. There's also potential for Lotus Orb. It's a fantastic Lotus game, as we've seen in multiple different situations. Versus either the Bane, versus the TB Sunder. Definitely have a huge effect there. Tormentor contest is going to be an interesting one, because as we've seen in almost every single game, most teams immediately at that 20-minute mark, they start to prepare for it. So let's see if we are going to have that contest and who's going to be more prepared for it. As you said, Ame's been up here for 12 minutes now and has been yet to be pushed out.
Yeah, we're going to see both him and Satanic be so close on farm in this game. And we can see already, you know, just a few hundred gold between the two of them, the Terrorblade and the Anti-Mage.
This will be an interesting pickup if Ame does commit for it. If he does go down the route of this Butterfly,
I like it.
He'll be really strong in terms of the group up when his team goes for it. How do they focus fire him?
And it's just so annoying for these two heroes, right? Anti-Mage does not want to be buying an MKB,
no,
let alone at all really normally, and definitely not anytime soon. And the same for the Storm Run. You don't want to be buying any sort of True Strike on the Storm, so that evasion's going to do massive things.
He goes Witchblade at least, right? So at least you do have a bit of that True Strike.
Sure.
Yeah, some of it, but... Power Rune.
There's the jump. XXS gets the opening hoof stomp. Culture thrown down onto him. They'll lay down the kisses. Try to push back PVISION.
They do not want to go on the tanky hero. XXS trying to chase. He's got another blink up.
I mean, Ame's looking to see if he can kind of get the wraparound on this one. Jump forward. Whoop. The concoction at the ready. 9 class able to put a stop to any hoof stomp opportunities that XXS was trying to find, but the pressure there onto the tier 2. XM and Ame ready to push on.
They're looking at the objectives.
Yeah, and again, just sort of matching what we saw in terms of timings from PVISION in that game one. XG playing so much faster this time round, and it's giving them such a higher chance of having success in this game.
Absolutely. I mean, Ame getting some good timings here, but they're going to sack the Tormentor.
They'll take the trade, yeah, PVISION. And XXS is making his way over, but they won't be able to get her in time to stop this. So, sharp for Ducalis.
Very heads-up play there from PVISION.
See if they still manage to try and find a fight out of this XG. They're making their way over under the cover of smoke.
They might have to sacrifice 9 class.
Xnova, watch it from the high ground. Ducalis, he's going to be focused first.
They got
shot down. See what they can look for more. But the counter spell's there. He gets the pick up for the high ground. The assassinate's in. Jump ball with the cookie. The concoction will hold back Xingqiu. But Satanic will fall as they're locked down enough for XM to take him out. And now maybe be able to turn for more as the chase continues over towards 9 class. Now blink up though.
Getting
Should
cut
be
off.
fine there. They're going to try and continue to chase. Xnova's able to get the range for the sleep. So the chase will be a success as 9 class killed off as well.
What a play. Great wraparound, understanding we're not going to make it in time for Tormentor, but we can absolutely take the fight. I think the Shrapnel actually woke up the AM, allowed him to get the counterspell off with Safine's grip, but either way, they have the chain stun afterwards to lock him down and bring him down. XG very prepared this game. Butterfly is getting closer and closer for Ame.
So early on this Terrorblade.
How do you fight versus a Butterfly Terrorblade if they're set up as a unit in particular, right? Catching him alone, absolutely. You can perhaps do that, but when he's grouped with a Butterfly, it's going to be very problematic.
It's going to be a super tough kill.
Blocks so much of their damage, right? It's a lot of physical from PVISION this time around. It's going to be very interesting to see what they want to do here. As a lot of gold saved up. Xnova wondering what build he wants to go for. Is it going to be something like a Blink on the Bane, perhaps, that he wants to go for? We'll have to see what option, as he's quite rich also.
And Ame knowing that he could just continue to live his life up in this top corner. Nobody's able to do anything about him.
It is pretty wild that he's been there for 14 plus minutes without being able to get pushed out.
And PVISION just not being given any sort of opportunity to really approach any further tier 1s. You know, the tier 1 in the mid lane are also just barely taking any sort of damage from any sort of pressure. PVISION, they can't really push on outside of DM. They're going to try and bring the action in around the mid now as they get the jump in onto Xingqiu. We'll find him.
Maybe can get some decent damage onto this tower here too with the Reign of Destiny, as we see no one just getting healed up.
Xnova and XXS ready to turn up though for the defense.
Okay, the choice is going to be a Glimmer for Xnova. He's going to be bringing it out soon. XXS, every time a tower push comes out, the Centaur gets parked in front of it. PVISION wanting to look to strike elsewhere.
It's going to be difficult to find XM Sniper though. Typically a sort of step ahead of any sort of sweep of the map that enemies try for against him. It's very hard to find.
And very defensive build that he's gone for, too. As we said, he likes to build a bit tankier on his sniper. Linken's is going to be the next choice to prevent either a roar or any of these single target abilities as we see PVISION have.
They still, of course, have a lot of gap closure.
They do.
2 cores,
they absolutely
both having ways to jump straight on top of the sniper in these team fights.
I mean, this game is, you know, it's low kill count, but it's as tense as ever. Both are getting exactly what they want out of the map here. And that Butterfly, it's finished. Let's see what XG wants to do and how they want to force. Are they going to perhaps wait for Roche to shift toward the top side before they look for a potential go on it? Because they can bring that Roche down very quick. 9 class is looking for a potential setup here.
It's going to try. Satanic's in as well, but XXS in with the stop bottom was 9 class. They've got the Stampede as well, so 9 class, he's got to run. The Metamorphosis comes out as 9 class trying to set something up there with Satanic. Even if XXS wasn't there, I don't know what these two have been able to deal with at this point. This Terrorblade's massive.
Unlikely versus that Butterfly. The build is working for XG right now, and XXS, he is everywhere. It feels like you look away for a second, and then boom, the Centaur is just there to protect. And there's that Lotus Sword finished up for him.
I mean, they might as well see what happens when they push the high ground. They've hit the timing here with this Butterfly pickup.
They've got a Crimson to slow things down.
Now what? Able to clear out the wave. We'll slow down the push for now.
These are heads-up moves. Nullifier for DM. Very early pickup that he's got this finished. Can't get rid of these Glimmers in particular, but as you said, Lotus, Linken's, they've got ways to protect each other. And Roche, it is shifting now. It is on that top side.
Just going for the straight up damage as well, Arme. He's got the Chrysalis on the way out, going for that full Daedalus. I mean, if he gets that, these fights are going to be so difficult for Satanic, right? Even though he's very close in farm, it does feel like if he makes a blink in and somehow, you know, some way they're able to keep the turret protected, and you're seeing the damage from the two of them. They're going to try and go on XXS. They've got the roar, but the kisses are coming in, and XXS, he's so tanky. They barely get him down to half HP. The grip's there, controlling Satanic. See if he can get out towards the end of it. No, who's done the cookie? But there's the save. Ducalis comes in, bails Satanic out. But PVISION, they've got to run, because Arme's turned up to the fight. Ducalis cannot escape. PVISION, they do manage to eventually bring XXS down, but it takes so much.
Look how much damage he absorbed. You can just look at the fight recap. That's pretty much all Centaur taking that damage from the entirety of PVISION. That's exactly what you want from your Centaur.
And now they could just move into the Roche XG. They didn't get the core kills, but they got enough out of PVISION in terms of ultimates and attempts to fight that they can walk into the pit very freely and secure themselves this Aegis.
I mean, Ame able to just walk in and join, do Roche, even without meta. So they're going to have meta to potentially push toward high ground, Owen. PVISION, what's the approach going to be?
It's going to be tough. I mean, we're seeing already that it's just so difficult for Satanic to blink in and get involved in the fights. Because if Arme and XM are not controlled, this Anti-Mage will get destroyed.
Absolutely. They have way too much damage for him. And it's difficult for them to reach these backlines, even if they do have these, you know, these jumpers, as we've been saying, to get to it. XXS has just been the body that they need. Satanic is going to be going for his butterfly of his own, so he is going to look to match that aggression that's coming from Ame, but Ame does have that advantage of net worth at the moment.
And just overall damage output when he has the Metamorphosis ready.
Oh, yeah.
See PVISION. We'll see what the call is going to be here for the next 4 minutes.
Probably just try to stall things out so they can't reach the base, right? Get your own push, cut the waves as much as possible. That Daedalus soon on the horizon.
Yeah, we'll easily be able to have it picked up and still have a kind of 2+ minutes to play for.
Satanic.
Trying to go on XXS, but
He'll burn all the mana. That is very annoying. But he does have the stick. He does always have Lotuses to be able to pump himself back up.
And sweeping over towards Arme. But again, it feels like, how do you even go on this Terrorblade right now? You have to have all 5, right?
You do. And he has to be out of position. If he's with the team, it feels like it's very difficult to kill him.
I mean, stepping pretty far forward, but of course has this Aegis. He feels that relaxed right now.
He's pretty far up.
They're going to try and start something. See what they can do. Easy man to dodge there.
Even as the Lincoln's just in case. XM is right behind him.
That's the full Daedalus. So 28 minutes in, Butterfly Daedalus, level 20 Terrorblade. That sounds pretty terrifying.
It does. Ame is posturing so aggressively this game. Grouped up, looking for the potential push. We see DM, he is doing the cutting. So he is sending the Ancient Ice Shaman on that far left side with his Boars as well to just slow things down.
As the completed Miona for XM, everything coming together. They do need to say, have the butterfly done on Satanic, but it's still so difficult for him to fight back against these two.
I feel like they're going to push. They're going to look for Arax here with this Aegis.
See what PVISION can do. Have they got what it takes at the moment to be able to defend against this level of push?
It's just so much physical damage.
It really is. Yeah, he spends a few seconds on the front and he gets about half his HP taken away in an instant.
Even with the butterfly, they're going right through it. Crimson Guard again, but the towers are getting whittled down. No one will cut the wave, so that is the last creep wave. So they're going to have to back up and reset.
Yeah, very close to having the Shiva's Guard done as well, no one, so.
They're looking to just continue, right? They need more time to be able to deal with this Terrorblade and Sniper. But is time really going to benefit them that much with the way that XG's been able to play so far? DM.
Yeah, they'll be able to deal with this hit. Bringing XM over as well.
Kill it.
Oh, yep. XM. He'll have it.
Yes. Smoke up, PVISION. They're getting outside.
They're going to get the jump on Arme. Arme. He's going to be gone the once.
Can they do it again? They've got a roar.
Backup's on the way for Arme. They can get the opening stampedes there. Lincoln's ready to keep it protected. He's able to walk it off.
far too difficult for them to get the setup. XM just covering him every time with the Lincolns. Too hard for DM to get the Roar, even with the Nullifier to break. Here comes the push again. 30 seconds on meta. No Aegis.
And we'll see if XG still feels strong without it.
Feels like they do. Base ward taken out. Ducalis did find it. Here comes that push. Tower's low.
And they've got it. Tier 3 to 4. Do they want to keep going here, XG? XM. Oh, it's getting the start here. Answers there for Satanic. Shiva's guard now done on no one.
Satanic is having to stay here in the base, though, which means he's not getting that extra farm. He's having to be here for the defense.
There's the smoke. They're going to try and get the surprise jump. See if they can get the wraparound, potentially. So they're coming in from the side here. Good angle from PVISION. XG prepared for this one. No one ready to try and scout out the backlines. He's in. Makes the jump, but now he jumps out. Tries to bait out spells and items here for XG. But XXS, he's in with the jump. He gets the 3-man hoop stop. A beautiful follow-up there from XXS allows them to take down 9 class immediately. As XG, they're ready to step up to the barracks.
They're ready for every move, Owen. Immediately backing themselves up, gathering as a unit, so PVISION can't find a target.
Still trying to bait out some of these stuns and spells, but Ducalis gets shot down by XM. The barracks are gone.
The strategy is working, Owen. XG, they're looking to get a 2 racks advantage.
They're not going anywhere. They're sticking around for a second set at the least. I mean, no one again trying to turn their attention away from the objectives, but these racks, they fall so fast here to the damage of Arme and XM.
Ayame is playing his heart out this game. Beautiful build, beautiful rotation, surviving the ganks. An 8K lead with massive structural damage.
PVISION, what's the plan going to be? Satanic, he's even though he's kind of close on the net worth, you're really just feeling how difficult of a matchup it is for him to play into as this Anti-Mage. Dealing with both a sniper and a Terrorblade that are ahead of you in farm, it seems almost impossible for the AM.
It really feels like they just don't have the damage to go through what XG has by any means. XXS with this build, with this Crimson, it blocks everything that PVISION wants to do to walk into him. Aghanims is done, so that's the first one here for 9 class. It's going to give it a no one, I imagine.
Yep, no one's got it ready to go.
Yep.
So if they had that setup, maybe some sort of multi-man vortex into like a concoction.
They're going to need a big multi-hero stun in order to have a chance in that next push, because it's going to come very soon. The auras are all there. Yep. Aghanim's now also finished up for XXS, so another save.
So many saves. Yep. So many ways to keep XM or Arme safe if they get jumped.
And this might be one of the better cart games, too. You have 2 of the best heroes, it feels like, to utilize in their range. They can actually just wallop heroes from a distance.
And XM's pretty much got his Monkey King bar done.
Oh boy, yeah, this feels harder and harder for Satanic.
He's got
the Basher, but look at his HP pool too, right? Satanic is not going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with these heroes.
XG. They could definitely just sort of deal with the lanes, wait out for the next Roshan. Should be coming up pretty shortly.
Next items, like you said, MKB is done for XM, and I believe a Lincoln's about to be done for Amame. How do you get through these?
PVISION definitely do what they can to try and set the map up themselves so they can have a say on the Roshan, at least give themselves an opportunity maybe to see if no one can get a steal off. It's the Storm Spirit.
No one.
I just can't get anywhere close.
It is really just such insane damage that XG does have. And immediately they're not splitting up either is the thing. Immediately they're all together as 5. The lanes are in a good position for them as well with the TB sending the illusions. So they're ready for the fight.
Lincoln's on Arme. Ready with the smoke, XG. They know that PVISION's going to be out on the map a little bit.
Roche, how long is it going to be? It's a quick spawn.
I mean, they're showing here on the top lane.
XXS,
he's having a 2-man from the top. They got the room in the sun. DM is gone. No one has to zip away. Ducalis will turn up here ready to help out, but they have to continue to back off. Tier 2 is not a safe space right now.
DM spent his gold. He bought the Vlad, so he's dead for 60 seconds.
And pushing forward at the timing with the wisdom coming up, so another one of those to be taken by Xtreme.
And we see XG, if they catch a hero, the hero is dead. On PVISION, if they catch a hero, the hero does not really take much damage whatsoever. It doesn't matter who it is.
And they're ready to try and tickle at the base again. They don't even need the Aegis. They put that strong. Satanic is looking for an angle at the back lines. But X65, let me with the jump on it.